to a point in my life where I set all my bills on auto pay, right? Yay me, I'm excited because I'm like, yeah, I ain't gotta check, I ain't gotta log in here, log in here, log in here, I ain't gotta check here, check there, check here, check here to see if I made sure I pay this, because baby, listen, I will forget. So I got all my bills set up on auto pay, so I don't have to worry about no bills not being paid, right? So something tells me to go check my car because I want to see how much I have paid on it since I had got it like last year, March, April, February, March, somewhere around that time when I had got my BMW X5. So I checked my Capital One, which is, you know, who I got my van through, and I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, we almost halfway there, almost done. But I signed in to check my BMW, and it said I only paid $5,000. I'm like, no, I'm being scammed. Because not only am I on auto pay, but I'm paying I'm paying $19.93, which is a hell of a lot, right? I know. That was the stupidest thing I ever done. But anyways, I'm paying $19.93 a month for my BMW X5. And y'all telling me that since last year of March, I only paid $5,000 towards my car? So I'm on chat like, y'all can.
So I got a question. Does this 2021 BMW X5M that she still has an outstanding balance of $100,000 with a car note of $1,900? I would say $2,000 a month car note, because $1,998.62, like, okay, it's like selling something for $1,999. So I guess it makes you feel like it's not $2,000 psychologically, maybe. But I'm just trying to figure out, y'all, like legit, I'm trying to figure out, what does this 2021 BMW X5M, does it fly? I mean, does it drive itself? Does it put its own gas in and get its own oil changes done? I mean, what does this vehicle do that would warrant $100,000 price tag and a $2,000 a month car payment to have it, and where she's only paid on the screen $5,827.16 towards the actual principal balance of this vehicle, but clearly it's showing her drafts that she said, because she's able to draft that $2,000 without any problem, which is very good. She seems like she makes really good money. And this is from Ally Bank. Well, it says Ally on the screen, but she said something about Capital One, so I'm kind of confused about that one. But we got May, June, and that's my birthday. May, June, July, August, September, where she's made her payments, where they're drafting her payments on time. And you mean to tell me she paid $2, $4, $6, $8, $10,000 from what we can see, and only 5,000 of that, so like half of that went to interest somewhere. So that is insane. Like, what is your? She's putting in here that she feel like she's being scammed. No, girl. What is your interest rate? That's the question. What is your interest rate?
Had this thing back, because y'all ain't about to scam me no more. I'm not about to pay another year of $19.93 a month, and it seems like it's not going towards nothing but interest. Like, it's not going towards the payment. It's not going to. Listen, I don't know.
Her interest rate is definitely over 20%. I can't say how far over 20%, but it's I'm pretty sure it's over 20%. So that means when she got this car, she probably went to the dealership and they probably shopped her credit around, which was probably in the subprime category. Like I said, subprime is like a score of 620 or below. And they shopped her around, in Ally Bank, or she said Capital One, but I don't see proof of Capital One. This is Ally Bank's colors. Is was like, hey, yeah, we'll do it at 20 whatever percent interest. Now, I'm gonna tell you this firsthand. I did accounting for a dealership. I used to stock their cars into inventory. I used to do put their loan contracts together after they made the deals and stuff like that. And I would put all that information in the system and, blase blase. So I used to see contracts, and I think I told this story on another video, because I did a video about car repossessions. I want to say, if it wasn't last year, it was in 2023, when car repossessions was really, really up. And I'm gonna link that video to this video. But I'm pretty sure in that video I talked about me working in a car dealership, and I would see loan packets where the person that was buying the car, brand new car, because I was working at the Nissan. Well, actually, I worked at the Nissan. It was a Chrysler Jeep, and it was also a Kia, because one business owned all those different types of car lots. So I would work from each one, but the Nissan branch was my main like home location. So I would see where they would get like just one contract like stood out to me like distinctively. And it was a car base model. Now, mind you, this was in 2019 and we're in 2025 now. And so it was like the base model, it was like a Nissan Sentra, like the base model, no bells and whistles, not the, whatever those limited editions or whatever, just the base model. That means that everything in it is just low end. That's it, power windows, you probably got about that's probably about all you got with the base model. And anyway, this car costs like 19,000. It was something around in there, between 18 and 19,000. And so the girl, she was young. She was in her early 20s. She wanted this brand new car. She picked it out. She loved it. You know, never had a previous owner, brand new, still got that new car smell. And her credit score at the time, and I don't want to tell a lie, but it was around 540-ish or something. It was definitely not over 580. I just can't say exactly what it was, but it was around 540-ish. It was really low, really low. And so they asked her, did she possibly have a co-signer? And she was like, yeah. So she gets her mom to co-sign. And her mom credit score was 1 point away from hers, like literally 1 point away from her. So if she was a 540, her mama was a 541, like legit. And they literally did not say, well, do you have somebody else with a better credit profile or have better, just maybe at least in the 600s, maybe? And I guess not. I don't know if this conversation took place, because at the end of the day, I'm looking at the paperwork. I'm putting the paperwork together to send into the lender, the actual lender that did finance the car. So I'm getting the paperwork together, the contracts and everything together. So I'm looking at everything to make sure everything was signed, and everything is in order to be sent off to the lender for their records, because they're going to start charging this customer for this car. And so they financed the car. And I don't know if you guys have ever looked at this before, but whenever you are financing something, there should be at least 3 boxes at the top of a finance. The first box is usually going to tell you how much whatever said thing that you're borrowing, that's going to be usually the first box. So this car costs 19,000, however much, that's the first box. It's going to say how much that thing costs. If you do a personal loan, how much did you actually borrow? It's usually in the first box. The second box is how much this thing is going to cost you in interest. So this is like the finance charge box. How much is this thing over here that you're borrowing, car, personal loan, whatever it is in the first box? How much is it going to cost you to borrow over time that said thing in the first box? And when I tell you guys that the second box was more than the first box, I am not even kidding. The finance charges on that $19,000 car was over 20,000. So she was going to be paying $20,000, and I can't tell you the exact dollar amount, over 20,000 that it was, but the interest cost more than the car. That's what I'm getting at. And the third box is when you add the first box and the second box together and get the total amount that you're going to pay. And the total amount was like 40 something $1,000. It was close to $50,000, or it might have been close to 45,000. Either way, this car with the basic bells and whistles was going to cost her, I think her car payment at the time, this is 2019. I know for sure it was over 500, but it wasn't over 600. And they stretched that sucker. I want to say it was like seven, maybe 8 years in payments. So yeah, if that young lady still has this car she's probably still paying on it now, because that was like 2019, 2020. So if she still has that car, she's still paying on it right now. Um, this is not including her insurance and all that stuff that you get when you get a car, tax tag, all that stuff. This is the base. This is the base. This is the car. This is how much it's going to cost her every month. And I'm like, she's in her early 20s. There's no way. And then her mom co-signs with a credit score that's 1 point above what she has. And so there's no financial literacy, obviously, because even if I was the person doing the financing, and I know this is my job, there's no way that I could sit there in great faith and see that the finance charges are going to cost more than the car. You're going to buy two of those vehicles at the end of the day. If she still has that car, which I seriously doubt it, if she still has that car, she will be then bought two of those if she hasn't got her credit score up and got it refinanced. Yeah. But here's the thing. She probably was upside down in it anyway, because the car, if you're buying the sticker price that's out there, you're not negotiating. You just want the car. You just want to get approved. And most of the time they're going to tell you, well, what do you want your payment to be? And if they can get your payment to what you feel like you're comfortable in paying, you're not looking at those. And it's not even fine print. They got to tell you what the interest rate is. They got to tell you before you even sign the papers. And it is crazy. So I know if this girl got this 2021 BMW X5M that obviously outstanding balance is over $100,000. Now I don't buy luxury cars. I don't care for that. I just want a car that's dependable. And I don't have car payments. And me and my husband, we are blessed to have 4 vehicles and they're all paid off. The last car payment I had was when I bought my 2012 Chevrolet Cruze back in 2021. One owner, got it used, paid, which the car dealership wanted $10,500 for it, but my credit union told them no, this car is only worth $6,900. It had like 96,000 miles on it. But whoever had it, they took very good care of it. That car drives like it is brand new to this day. And my credit union said, the high we going is 7.5. Take it or leave it. Cash offer. She don't need your financing. We're her credit union. And so I got that car for 7.5, $325 a month payment. And the interest rate was like 5% or something like that. Like I think it was 5.25%. And they financed it for 3 years, but I paid it off in 2. And the reason why I paid it off in 2 was because I paid it every 2 weeks. So instead of paying my car payment once a month, letting the interest accrue for 30 days, I would pay it every 2 weeks. So therefore, I'm cutting the time to pay the car off in half, right? Because now I'm paying it every 2 weeks, which is what's that, 26 weeks if you get paid bi-weekly instead of 12 payments. So I'm cutting the payment in half because I'm cutting the interest in half. So I paid it off a whole year early. Right. And so that's what you want to do really with all your loans. If you can pay it more often, and that way you will shorten the time that interest has time to accrue, because that interest is going to reset every time you pay that previous interest balance off. It's going to reset and it should calculate at the new balance and not the previous balance. So that's some free game right there. So let's finish listening to what this lady said. But as I was saying, guys, we just got the financial literacy is very important. It's very important.
I don't know. I made it to the point in life where I started making money, and I made a hell of a lot of dumb decisions, and I'm still learning, still growing, and I'm learning. But that was the dumbest mistake ever. But I'm here to tell you, y'all can have that car back. I will willfully bring the car back to the parking lot so y'all can have it.
And then she's gonna have a repo on her car, on her credit report. And even though she's giving it back and they can code it as a volunteer repo where she voluntarily gave it back, it's still a repo at the end of the day. And her credit isn't good, because there's no way she should have got a 2021 with and only pay after paying 10,000, only paid 5. That screams terrible interest rate. It screams that. And I wonder how much her insurance is on this vehicle. It's just throwing money away because she gives it back. You still don't have a car. Like, I don't know if you needed this vehicle for your business or whatever it is, but I'm just curious. What is a 2021 BMW X? I just got to see. What is that? It's a BMW X5. I need to see what this is. So it's like a SUV. So yeah, it's like a SUV type vehicle. Like I said, this thing better. It's an X5M. Let me put that M in. What the M stands for? Okay. All right. I mean, it's slick. It's real slick. But look at the prices on this on here. 74, 43, 33, 42. Now I don't know how many miles she had on it, because the miles do matter. But I don't see any of these prices right here over 100,000. And she's only paid 5 into it at the time of her recording that. But it says price range right here, 72,000 to 89,000. So she got all the way around. But it probably did have a price sticker of that. But with those finance charges added in, yeah. And those finance charges seem like they are really front loaded. So yeah. Interesting.
On my mama, on my soul, I'm not even playing, because how have I had it for damn near, it's been a year now, and you telling me I only paid $5,000
a year? She's had it a year?
I'm not playing with y'all. I'm on the app with them right now.
So if she's had it a year, we got to really redo the math, because I said I was calculating by what she had on here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So if she's had it a year, then that means it would have been like 24,000. That's even bad. I mean, that might be closer to 30% interest rate. Oh my God. That's terrible. I don't care how you can't even shake that. That's terrible.
Now, I'm not playing with y'all. Is y'all crazy? Y'all let me know.
This lady really bought a car, because if she's paid $24,000 into this car and only got 5,000 knocked off of that loan, this girl literally bought a car. She bought a car cash. She could have literally put that same payment into a savings account she could have called it with her credit union and called it car fund, because obviously she's making good money to be able to make $2,000 car payment. She didn't say anything about rent. She didn't say anything about a mortgage or if she got kids, all those different variables that go in. So obviously she makes good money if she can afford a $2,000 car payment. Talking about she got it set on auto draft, set it and forget it. She's not stressed for money. So she's in dire need of financial literacy, or she's gonna be messing herself up again. Like again, she's gonna be jacked, because my grandma's always say, "A fool and their money," and everything glitter is gold. Oh, I hate that for her. I really do, because she could have. Like I got a really good car. My car is really good for a 2012, and I only paid $7,500. And I'm telling you, there's no way. Like when I went to the dealership, I said I'm not paying more than $10,000 for a used car. Now I understand the economic climate that we're in right now, and I'll talk some more about that. That could go into a variable if you're trying to buy a vehicle this year, but still, you can negotiate, and you need to have a credit union that will negotiate on your behalf, like mine did. And most credit unions need to be running NADAs to check the value of the car, Carfaxes, make sure the car didn't have any damage or whatever. I mean, all those things are necessary so that you're not getting screwed.
If y'all make sure y'all checking what y'all checking. I don't know. I didn't know that you could make payments and it only go towards interest, honey. And when I set up,
yeah, if your interest rate is high as hell, yeah. yeah, you can. You really can. You can have an interest rate so daggone high that like the whole payment maybe $100 or $200. In her case, probably only $300 or something. I don't know. It was going to the principal. I mean, I don't know the math. Like I said, I don't know. I know the interest rate high as hell. I do know that.
Auto pay, I thought that it was gonna go to the car payment or whatever, and whatever else it go to automatically. But apparently I gotta log in and make sure that it's not just going to interest, that it's going towards the car.
You can log in all day long. It's how much you got financed. You can log in all day long and you can chat them up all day long and say, hey, I need this 1900 to go to the principal and not the interest. They're gonna be like, no, you got to satisfy the finance charge for you, that the paperwork that you sign, that you eagerly sign to get this vehicle. I'm sorry, that's not how it works. You can chat them all day long. You got the contract. Read your contract, sweetheart. Read your contract and see what you got to sell.
Which don't make sense. If my payment is 1993, then I would think that it automatically would go to where it needs to go.
It is.
Lesson learned. Won't be a dummy no more. Won't spend no foolish money on nothing else. I am learning. I am learning. But moral of the story, y'all can get this thing back.
If you follow me, you know that I'm looking for a car payment. I want to tell you what the dealership told me, or the man that was trying to sell me a car. When we went up there,
it sounds pretty low to me. So if this one's low, I apologize.
He was like, in today's time, $1,300, that is the new still. That is the new payment. That's what everybody's paying. Because I was like, I don't want to pay like anywhere towards 9, 8, 7, 6. Like, I don't want none of that. And he's like, in today's time, that's unrealistic. He said, you'll never get a $300 payment, $400 payment in 2025. That's not happening. And I just want to know, because what is your car payment? Because every time I talk to somebody, and I went to a few different dealerships, and they're like, no, like the thousands, that is the cheap payment. $1,000 is the cheap payment. So I want to know from real people out there, are you paying $1,000 for your car payment? What about your insurance? If you're paying $1,000 and something dollars, what about your $300 payment? Like, am I crazy? I can't pay that. I just can't. I'm literally making my husband, not making, but I'm deciding, like, I don't want another vehicle. Like, yeah, I want to leave, but I just morally, I can't pay $1,000 for a car that goes A to B. I just can't. I can't. Unless you're gonna gift me one and be maybe a sugar baby, but I can't. I can't.
Guys, so like I said, I haven't had a car payment since 2021 when I got my cruise. And I told you my car payment was $325. So I had to do a little research to find out what is the average car payment in the US in 2025. And it says that the average car payment right now is $750, driven by factors such as rising vehicle prices, higher interest rates, and increased insurance and maintenance costs. Notably, about 17.4% of new vehicle about 17.4% of new vehicle buyers are committing to monthly payments exceeding $1,000, highlighting the financial strain on consumers. So if you want a brand new car, you're more than likely you're going to pay $1,000 a month or more for a brand new vehicle. Mind you, brand new vehicles lose their value when you first drive them off the lot, so you're automatically upside down. And I don't understand why we're not shopping more for our price range versus, oh, I want this car for this certain status or this certain look, and then your car broke. And then with rent, and I mean, if you have a mortgage, God bless you, but if you're renting, your rent is probably even more absorbent than this car payment that's going to be over $1,000. How will you survive? This girl said, would you got to be a sugar baby or something? You out there, doing some extra stuff for change? I mean, I don't know, but that's a strain. That's a strain for sure. And I also asked about auto delinquencies in my research. I said auto delinquencies have also escalated as the first quarter of 2025. Nearly 5% of auto loans are delinquent with subprime borrowers. Well, I was telling you, subprime credit scores below 620, experiencing a delinquency rate of 6.6% for payments at least 60 days overdue. This trend is attributed to increased borrowing costs, inflation, and the resumption of student loan payments, which have collectively strained household budgets. So there's a lot of variables going on out here that is causing people to be delinquent. And then coupled with that, if you are buying and living above your means when things like student loan payments resume, all those type of things that you have going on in the background resume, you are one step away from losing it all. And we just have to live within our means and stop trying to per se keep up with the Joneses. And I know people need transportation, but like the girl said, you're just trying to get from point A to point B. You just need something reliable, something that's not going to break down, because you don't need something that's going to always be in the shop. And I'm not going to tell you to go to no buy here, pay here places that are predatory as well. They prey on people with low credit scores, because they know it's hard for you to get a car. And that's why I talk so much about, guys, you being a part of a credit union. Because if you build a relationship with a credit union, letting your money go in their direct deposit, using their services, getting to know the staff. I'm not talking about online banking. I'm talking about in-person banking. Letting your money go there, being responsible, not overdrafting your account, not looking like you don't pay your bills with your account and that kind of stuff, doing all those things that scream, I'm not credit worthy. If you do the right thing, credit unions will work with you, even with the nice, not the best of credit scores. And I keep telling people, it's not a Navy Federal thing. That's why I make the video about Navy Federal is not the best. Not saying Navy Federal is not a great credit union. I'm just saying they're not the only credit union that will give you money with a low credit score. They're not. That's all I've worked in until I started working in this community bank that I work for now. I've always worked in credit unions. I worked in credit unions for 10 years. So that's what I'm saying. I know, and I've worked in more than one. So that's what I'm saying. That's usually across the board how they operate. And if you're not a member of credit, you need to run today, especially if you know you want to buy a vehicle this year. Okay. And also the implementation of a 25% tariff on all foreign-made vehicles imports by the Trump administration in May 2025 has further impacted the auto industry. These tariffs are expected to raise new car prices by $5,000 to $15,000, potentially increasing average monthly auto payments from approximately $750 to between $830 and $840. That is ridiculous, just for a car, like this young lady said, that goes from A to B. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. It is. And it's predatory if you think about it. So I think that the combination of high vehicle costs, increased borrowing expenses, because with inflation, our interest rates are very high. I was blessed to get my car before the interest rates went crazy, because I got my car in 2021. So and my interest rate was 5.25 for that used vehicle. And I'm just telling you guys that if they are like price gouging with the interest and stuff like that, that's what the CFPB was for. The CFPB went after places like that. If you put in a complaint with them, they looked into those practices. They made sure that people were doing the right thing by consumers. But that this Trump administration, that was one of the first things they started gutting when they got in, was the CFPB. The people that make sure that these banks and these lenders and all these different things don't screw the consumer, us, the people that are buying the stuff. Instead, he wants to continue to enrich his billionaire friends, his oligarchs friends, and all his millionaire cronies. He wants to keep them rich at our expense. And that's why they got rid of the CFPB. That's the reason why they gutted the CFPB, changed the director and all that stuff. And a lot of the litigations that the CFPB was going after have been dropped. So here we are. Let's see what the next one got to say.
And I don't know. I just feel like a $500 plus car note is absurd. But also walking, not having a car and not having transportation is even more absurd. So like, what do we do in this economy? Because you need a car, there's no way around it. Everybody can't go to a car place or dealership and just drop down cash. And I'm not even sure that's something that you should or would need to do. How much are y'all paying for these car notes? Like, how much are y'all spending on car notes plus car insurance? Because it's honestly getting even more ridiculous. But I low-key can't even be mad at people for paying that much money, because what do? You need a vehicle. People who don't have a car will tell you just how annoying and how hard it is not having transportation, not having a vehicle that you can just count on to have 24/7, or even having a reliable vehicle. Having a vehicle that's not reliable, that's always breaking down and causing you problems, is just as worse as not having a vehicle. So what do you do if you need reliable transportation?
You start building a relationship with that credit union. Like I said, a lot of people are using apps like Cash App and Chime as their primary bank. You got your direct deposit going into apps like that, that when it's time for you to get a car, are they going to give you the lending? Is Chime going to give you the lending to get a car? Is Cash App going to give you the lending to get a car? But yet you're letting your direct deposit go into those type of sources instead of a credit union or a community bank. You need to be building a relationship with a financial institution that can actually help you when you need them. Then you won't be at the mercy of these predatory types of lending for personal loans, car loans, credit cards, whatever it is that you want on your credit profile. You will not be at the mercy of these predatory types of things. If you do not have a reliable financial institution that can help you in your time of need, what are you doing? Because like this young lady just said, everybody needs transportation, and everybody doesn't live in an area where they can take public transportation. And Uber expenses or Lyft expenses or those type of ride share types of things can get expensive over time depending on where you need to go or your commute. But you just got to think about how expensive it is versus can you afford that ride share or a high butt car payment and car insurance to boot. You got to weigh the pros and the cons and see. You got to actually, like I tell people, numbers do not lie. People lie. People will tell you all kind of lies when they're trying to get you into a jacked up contract to buy a car, but numbers don't. You got to look at the numbers. When that middle box that says how much this is going to cost you to finance this car over here, you need to be paying that box some attention. Because the lady in the first clip, she wasn't paying that box any attention. She just knew that she can afford a $2,000 car payment. And she knew she wanted that 2021 BMW. But I'm pretty sure she could have got an SUV for half that. She could have got an SUV. I mean, my son got a brand new, what is it? Oh Lord, I can't even think. A Subaru. It's a SUV. And I think it's like 40 something. And it's got all the bells and whistles that his grandma got him for a graduation present. It's got all the bells and whistles. And it ain't no $2,000 a month. I think she pays like $7,000, which is high, but she can afford it because she's a traveling nurse, so she can afford it. But what about the ones that can't? What about the ones that can't? So with that being said, we have to just be smarter. We have to be smarter, and we have to work on our credit. We have to stop letting things go on our credit that is ruining us financially, and we're ending up paying more for credit than we should. And when we know that the interest rates are high because of inflation, the federal funds rate is not coming down because they're trying to make sure that this inflation, we got uncertainty in the market right now because of the tariffs. We got uncertainty in the market because people are not knowing how things are going to get even more expensive. And these tariffs do take effect because they're on one day, they pause the next day. We just don't know. It's too much uncertainty. And so these businesses, these car lots, they don't know how to move. So when you got all this kind of uncertainty in the market, there it's very, very important that you have a reliable financial institution that you can count on in these times. Like legit, there's no way around this.
All right, Ashley, what car do you drive and what's your monthly payments?
I drive a 24 Altima and my car payments is $730.
All right, what car you drive, Darren, and what's your monthly payments?
All right, I got a big boy scat. Monthly payment $900 a month.
Taylor,
What's up?
what car you driving? What's your monthly payment?
I drive a 2023 Honda Civic Sport hatchback and my payment is $565.
Ain't nothing wrong with having a car note. We're adults. We got to be able to get places. So we got to have a car. And if we're not in the position to just buy the car outright, then we got to have a car note. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, for me, it's like, when the hell did these car notes get this goddamn expensive? I don't have no car notes no more, and I'm going to try my hardest to never have a car note again. I got 2 cars that run perfectly fine. We good. We don't need no cars right now. By the time we actually do need another car, hopefully I can just buy those cash the way that I did these 2 cars. But for real, the last time I had a car note, my car note was $332. I don't see nobody saying they pay anything less than $400 these days.
That's what it
I'd
sounds
be
like.
sick if I went to go finance a car and they said my payments were gonna be $700. I'm not doing it. There's no way in hell I couldn't justify that. No, I'm not doing it. What type of jobs y'all be having though? Because I be seeing so many people on this app talking about money and how they need more money, but y'all be having these crazy ass car payments. Something ain't adding up. Something ain't adding up.
The math is definitely not mathing. Now where they what is it that they asking people for money, like they putting that cash app up there so people can help them pay down. And like if they can get 30,000 people, they send them $1, then they'll have their money to pay for whatever it is. What do you call that? If y'all know what you call that, put that in the comments. But guys, what do you think about this? What do you think about these exorbitant amounts that people are paying for car payments? And then if your credit is terrible, that amount is not even knocking down the principal. It's not. It's not knocking down the principal. So you are just throwing money down the toilet. Just throwing money down the toilet. So I just want to know, what do you guys think? And I'm also going to link those videos where you need to be trying to find you a credit union in your area. A lot of times your jobs are linked to credit unions. And if not, there are community credit unions that can service people that live within the community. So you need to be doing that. Get your direct deposit off these cash apps. Get your direct deposit off of Chime and all these other apps. It's not going to help you when it's time for you to have to get a vehicle. If you need a vehicle, if you need a personal loan, if you want to get a really good credit card, they're not going to be the one you want to do that kind of business with, or they don't have the capability of doing that kind of business. So why are you building a relationship with somebody that can't help you? Oh, because you want to do cash app borrow? We're going to talk about that one in the next video. So guys, again, thank you for tuning in to Starr Carter's Finance. If this is your first time, guys, I hope you consider being a subscriber. Make sure that you click on your notifications so you don't miss out on any new content. And make sure you guys are leaving me comments so that I know how do you feel about this reactionary video. I appreciate all the love and peace.